If you spend even 5 minutes scrolling through social media, you will likely see someone warning you that food additives are toxic, that emulsifiers are destroying your gut microbe, or that eating anything in a package will lead to chronic disease. These claims sound terrifying, and they're designed to be. But what does the actual weight of the scientific evidence say when we look past the headlines? Welcome back to Beyond the Label. I'm your host, and today we're tackling part 2 of our series on processed foods. In our last episode, we broke down what processed foods are, how they're classified under the NOVA system, and why food processing is essential for safety, preservation, and nutrition. Today, we're asking the tough questions. What does the clinical research say about health impacts of ultra-processed foods? What are all those mysterious chemical names on the ingredient list doing to our bodies? And most importantly, how can we navigate the modern grocery store to build a healthy, balanced diet without living in fear of the barcode? Let's begin by looking directly at the current scientific evidence regarding processed and ultra-processed foods. Over the past decade, numerous large-scale, peer-reviewed observational studies have consistently linked diets and ultra-processed foods to an increased risk of chronic conditions, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, obesity, and overall mortality. For instance, a landmark study published in the British Medical Journal tracked the diets of over 100,000 adults and found that even 10% increase in the proportion of ultra-processed foods in the diet was associated with a significant increase in the risk of cardiovascular diseases. However, as any good scientist will tell you, observational studies can only show association, not direct causation. People who consume high amounts of ultra-processed foods might also have other lifestyle factors that influence their health, such as lower physical activity levels, higher smoking rates, or less access to quality healthcare. To address this limitation, researchers at the National Institutes of Health, led by Dr. Kevin Hall, conducted a highly controlled randomized clinical trial in 2019. They brought 20 healthy volunteers to a clinical research center for 1 month. For 2 weeks, half the participants were fed an ultra-processed diet, while the other half were fed an unprocessed whole food diet. Then the groups bridged. Both diets were equal in the amount of calories, fats, carbohydrates, protein, sugar, and fiber. The participants were told they could eat as much or as little as they wanted. The results of this study were groundbreaking. When participants were on the ultra-processed diet, they spontaneously consumed about 500 more calories per day than they did on the unprocessed diet. Consequently, they gained an average of 2 pounds during those 2 weeks, whereas they lost an average of 2 pounds while they consumed the unprocessed diet. This study provided the first direct, casual evidence that ultra-processing diets can lead to overeating and weight gain. Why did this happen? Researchers noted that participants ate the ultra-processed meals significantly faster. These foods are often softer, easier to chew, and designed to be more palatable. Their rapid consumption can delay the body's natural safety signals, leading people to eat more before their brains register that they're full. Let's look at an additive that we've never seen on this podcast before called trans fats. Trans fats are historically found in partially hydrogenated oils used in processed baking goods and frying fats, and they've been shown to dramatically increase LDL, or bad cholesterol, while lowering HDL, or good cholesterol. Because of this overwhelming evidence, the FDA successfully phased out the use of partially hydrogenated oils in the United States, illustrating how science-based regulation directly protects public health. When we compare processed foods nutritionally to whole foods, the primary issue is often what we call nutrient density. Whole foods like fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and lean proteins are packed with vitamins, minerals, and dietary fiber. Many ultra-processed foods, on the other hand, are energy-dense but nutrient-poor. During the intensive refining process, beneficiary dietary fiber, healthy fats, natural micronutrients are often stripped away. Even if vitamins and minerals are added back through fortification, the complex food matrix of a whole food, the physical structure of the food that affects how our bodies digest and absorb nutrients, is lost. However, it is vital to recognize that not all ultra-processed foods are created equal, and we should not paint them all as the same board brush. A can of lentil soup with vegetables, a carton of unsweetened soy milk fortified with calcium, and a whole wheat packaged bread are technically classified as ultra-processed foods under the NOVA system. Yet those foods have vastly different nutritional profiles and health impacts compared to a bag of potato chips, a sugary soda, or a box of toaster pastries. Avoiding all ultra-processed foods completely is not only incredibly difficult in our modern food environment, but it's also nutritionally unnecessary and can lead to unhealthy anxiety around eating. So how do we navigate this complex environment as smart, empowered consumers? It all starts with learning how to read ingredient lists and nutritional labels without falling prey to marketing traps. First, look past the front of the package. Food manufacturers often use front-of-the-package claims like natural, multigrain, made with real fruit, or immune-supporting to create a health halo. These terms are loosely regulated or misleading. A box of sugary cereal might boast that it is an excellent source of whole grains, but a quick flip to the back might reveal that sugar is the second ingredient. Instead, look directly at the nutritional facts panel and ingredient list. The ingredient list is organized by weight, from highest to lowest. If sugar, refined flour, or hydrogenated oils are listed at the first few ingredients, that tells you everything you need to know about the nutritional quality of that food. Be aware that sugar goes by many names, including barley malt, rice syrup, cane sugar crystals, coarse sweetener, maltodextrin, and sucrose. On the nutritional facts panel, pay close attention to 3 specific lines: serving size, sodium, and added sugars. Always check the serving size first, as a single package often contains multiple servings, meaning you have to multiply the listed sodium and sugar values if you plan to eat the whole thing. The dietary guidelines for Americans recommend limiting added sugar to less than 10% of your total daily calories, and sodium to less than 2,300 milligrams a day. Building a healthy, balanced diet does not require perfection, but it certainly does not require you to eliminate every processed item from your life. A much more sustainable, evidence-based approach is to aim for a dietary pattern that is primarily centered around whole and minimally processed foods, while allowing room for processed options that make your life easier and more enjoyable. A great rule of thumb is the 80-20 approach. Try to get 80% of your daily nutrition from whole or minimally processed foods, like fresh or frozen vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, and lean proteins. Use the remaining 20% for convenience, flexibility, and enjoyment. Use canned beans to make a quick weeknight chili. Use frozen steam and bag vegetables in your freezer for busy nights. If you want to enjoy a packaged snack or treat with friends, do so mindfully and without guilt. At the end of the day, food is more than just a collection of nutrients, and it is certainly not a moral battleground. It is the source of fuel, culture, convenience, and joy. By looking past the alarming internet headlines and understanding the actual science of food processing, you can make informed, confident choices that support your physical health, your mental well-being, and your lifestyle. Thank you so much for joining us for this 2-part series on processed foods here on Beyond the Label. Remember, the next time you look at a food label, do not let fear dictate your choices. Look at the facts, understand the science, and nourish your body with balance and confidence. Until next time, keep looking beyond the label.